So shall we go into another question, maybe from a different area?
Yes, the next topic will be from system software and application software, that particular section. And here example 3 question: which of the following are operating systems with a GUI or a graphical user interface? Now it is important that students note certain acronyms that we have used, because computer is such a vast field that we have a lot of acronyms, and students should note all of them down, because usually in the guidebook and also in the LMS as well as the recommended text, we give these acronyms as well as what they really imply. So a GUI, which is a graphical interface, and this question is actually a moderate question, because in this case students should have a wide knowledge of all the operating systems we are talking about here. So the amount of knowledge they have about to answer this question is a little bit wider than just a direct question. So we call this a moderate question, and the answers for this, like I told, are available in the students manual, the recommended textbooks, and the e-learning material.
So these operating systems you may not come across all in practical sessions, because you will be vertically working on Windows, which may have DOS as part of it, but then any other Linux or whatever, you may come across a different version. So certain things you have to understand through the learning process, where some may be through practical as well. So again, a comparison aspect can be also incorporated to come up a hard question from this, because you may need to compare various characteristics in case such a question is asked. Now go into another area, take something from networks. We have a question which again another acronym, and then asking what it stands for. So to answer this sort of thing, you have to have a clear idea what it is. It's not possible to guess. It's a simple question, but if you don't know, then you will get it. You won't be able to answer it at all.
It is key that the students do the LMS assignments, because most of these questions which have acronyms have been put on the LMS assignment, so that students, if they have done this, they should already know the answer.
Yeah. So basically the answer would be integrated service digital networking for ISDN, but then ISBN and things are used for various other things, so you may get confused if you have not understood properly. So we'll just go through one more question and see.
Well, this is also another important section, that is basically system maintenance and troubleshooting. Now this is a 10-hour study period for this, and we have a lot of questions out of this. And we have found out that tools and things are very hard to identify by students, and we have put a lot of LMS assignment questions and also practice questions for students to do and get to know what these tools are, because we do not expect students to have all these tools at their residence or at their hand. So we have given as many images as possible, and even in the students manual we have included a lot of these images, so that students know what the basic tools needed for these, and they should be able to identify it. So in this question we basically ask the question, what is the tool depicted in the image? So we have given an image here, and we have 5 options: the multimeter, a tweezer, IC extractor, a needle nose plier, and a soldering iron.
So someone who is going to maintain computers would need such tools, and you may not do this task practically, but then you should be aware of what are the tools available, what is called, and so forth. So this again testing that, and the best way to learn and get familiar with this through the LMS, because we have graphical images of all these tools are available. So you need to spend some time in using the learning management system, and then you would have come across all these terms, and then you need to have a graphical link and the terminology to answer this sort of question.
And one more thing, that it is important that students know what these tools are used for, because if they use the incorrect tool, especially in a computer system, they could damage the system because it's very fragile systems. So if they damage the system, they can't do anything about it. So it is important that students should know what tools should be used for what purpose.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't use the wrong tool for a particular task. So it is also important, and it will also be tested in the examination.
Yeah. So it's a critical process with respect to knowing, because you can't afford to throw away the equipment if you use the wrong equipment. And some other things you may be able to do a guesswork with respect to tools, but then it is only when you are going for practical actual use.
Yes.
But then for examination purpose, that won't apply.
Yeah.
You have no clue for which one you have got this, so you have to have a clear idea about it. So I think with that we have gone through questions of different areas, and we have shown you the way of thinking of approaching solving questions, and what sort of things you should know in answering with respect to the second assessment itself, and the practice with respect to both would be very useful for you when you come to answer the final examination. So wishing you all the best for the final examination. We will wind up for today.